Come on.
Yeah.
What about this steel bike then? I thought steel bikes were heavy.
They were probably in the 60s and 70s, and then the technology just adapted and adapted. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but I think Reynolds are the leading manufacturer of steel frame bikes, and they're English.
So is this a Reynolds frame?
It's a Reynolds frame, Reynolds 831, yeah.
Okay.
And which is the most up-to-date Reynolds tubing you can buy. So I don't think you can get a lighter steel frame bike. I suppose you could lighten it a bit with some of the components, but it's got fairly top-end components on it as well. So if you want a lighter bike than this, you have to buy a carbon fibre frame, which would cost about the same amount of money.
And it's more brittle, a harder ride.
It's a twitchier ride, yeah. It doesn't give as much. So for about, I think Manosh has got basically the same amount of spend bike that's carbon fibre, and it's got the same components as mine. It's pretty much the same bike. It's about £3 lighter for the same amount of money. It's just your choice whether you want a comfortable ride, or a lighter bike.
£3 isn't much, is it?
It's not, no, considering what people put on their backs
and
in the components they stick on, like things like that. I know it doesn't weigh much, but people add things on. You may as well go for a comfortable ride, especially it depends if you're going to do touring. If you're going to do 50, 60 miles, 70 miles in a day, I'd rather just have an extra few pounds and be more comfortable. But having said that, you can go up to about 1,500 quid, and you can get a titanium frame bike with the same components as this, which is like Shimano 105s, same brakes and gears, and that would be lighter and comfortable.
So how much would that set you back?
About 1,500. This bike would be about 800.
Oh right, half the price, yeah.
And this equivalent bike in carbon fibre would be about 700-800, but the titanium one 1,500, and they go all the way up to about £5,000.
Oh.
But that's ridiculous, because once you get past 1,500, you wouldn't even notice unless you were like a club rider.
Yeah, sure.
It is such a subtle difference that you may as well just go 1,500 quid. So that's what I've learned in the last couple of years anyway. This is a bike for life. This is like you look after it and you'll have it in 15 to 20 years from now.
Oh really? Would you say steel lasts longer than carbon fibre?
Yeah, it does, yeah. And also it's got the headset isn't integrated. So the thing that the headset only lasts 5 years on any bike. If you do enough miles on it, the headset pretty much lasts 5 years. So if you buy a modern carbon fibre touring bike, like my friend's, the headset's integrated. So once the headset goes, the whole bike's scrap.
All right. Well, that makes a big difference.
It's a bike for life, so you can replace the headset.
Yeah.
So and you can replace everything else. So as long as you don't damage the frame, it will just last you for 30 years. I've got another Dawes, which I ride just for work around town, and it's built in 1974, so it's 34 years old.
But it's still good. Dawes, I remember the name of Dawes. So why does the headset go? What is the?
I think it's just impact. It knackers the bearings and stuff inside it. So it has a 5-year shelf life. If you do kind of the amount of miles that we do, which is kind of weekend riding, it's a full 5-6 year shelf life. So it'd be a shame to buy an 800 quid bike and it to be scrappy in 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
so with this,
just for one thing.
Yeah. So an Achilles heel really. But yeah, I've got a 34-year-old Dawes Galaxy. And it's in a bit of a state, but it works totally fine. It's quiet. A lot of things have been replaced, but I'm still riding it around. So this is, I suppose if this could last for 34 years, probably won't. But the Galaxy is more robust. It's a more heavy-duty touring bike. This is an Audax, which is a hybrid between a tourer and a racer. It's the super light touring bike. Probably won't last 34 years, but I reckon I could last it. I could do 20 years. I look after it. Probably replace the the gears and the brakes and the headset, but I'll still have this frame.
It's amazing because it's not a lot of money for something that's going to last.
The money's all in the frame. The frame's worth like 500 quid, and then the components are worth about 300.
Yeah.
You just replace all of those over every 10 years.
And the Shimano gears, you've only got the 2.
Yeah, I went for the year before. This is a 2007 model. No, this is 2008. The 2007 had 3 on the front and 9 on the back, so it had 27 gears. And this has got 2 on the front and 10 on the back.
Yeah.
So it's only got 20, but it's a lighter, what you call a compact gear set. So these are really close together. It's really compact, so you get really subtle gear changes.
Yes.
And you don't need 27 gears. It's really about the range. It's not
Sure.
about how many.
Yes,
So they've managed to give you quite a range with this cog and this cog. That's quite big and that's quite small.
Sure.
And so you've got just as good a range, and you've got really subtle clicks when you change gear because it's all compact. So I actually waited about 3 months until the new model came out because I knew it was going to have the 20 compact.
I'm sure the gears that's the most vital thing, isn't it?
I suppose
really
so,
important.
when you're riding uphill.
And I suppose it's the gears that need to get worn. I mean, if you're riding it all the time, would it be that the gears would last 2 years?
No, they'll last for ages.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure exactly how long, but they'll last. They'll probably outlive the headset.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, unless you kind of damage, unless you knock this and damage it. These bits of technology are amazing. They're so. Over the last 60 years, so much ingenuity has gone into this technology of these bits here that you can get one. I've got one at home in a bag that's about 30 years old, a Campagnolo one, and I had it fitted to an old bike about 2 years ago, and it worked perfectly.
That's amazing because I would have thought the gears were, it's so delicate.
Yeah, I know. The technology, the bike technology has all been in here for over the last 60 years. It's been a hell of a lot. The front bit hasn't changed. This technology hasn't really moved, and this has so much R&D has gone into that. It's an amazing bit of technology in the gears. That's pretty much it. I mean, the brakes and everything else are as they were. I think. I don't think this stuff is all. A lot of technology.
It looks very simple though.
It's all integrated into the brakes now. So you click one direction to change up, and then the lever to change down.
Yeah.
Which is when you first get it, it's a bit weird, but after a while you couldn't do without it. Like moving your hand to change gear. My other bike's got a gear changer. My old door's got a gear changer there. So you have to make your hand off the handlebars and change gear.
Yeah.
In traffic and stuff. With this, you just sort of go click, and you're braking and changing gear at the
all
same
the time. Yeah.